Hey guys, how many different places have you guys lived before?
Well, I lived in South Jakarta for 4 years and then I moved to West Jakarta. And I think most of the place that I live has a terrible air quality. But on my holiday, I usually spend my holiday going to a place that has a great air quality, such as Malang.
Dude, speaking of clean air, I think I saw a unique air purifier booth when I attended a live basketball competition event for high schoolers sometime in July.
You know, it's kind of unique that sporting events promote air purifiers. I mean, we kind of need it here since most of our friends like to vape. Personally, vaping is the worst trend that has ever existed. Not only is it bad for your health, but it also has some terrible impacts on people's lives.
Air pollution is a problem here, and certainly the recent trends doesn't help with that. Not to mention the immense uses of private transportation and not so clean energy.
Well, I guess what we can do to make this country better is by recycling household wastes.
Oh yeah! My family does separate the organic versus inorganic waste, but not to a certain degree. There's still organic matter mixed in with the inorganic waste. Though I believe the waste process does contribute to the climate, right?
You know, the coziness here really represents the feeling of using this air purifier. This brand is called Air Care. For our logo, we use the wordmark type that consists mostly of letters, and to emphasize the freshness of it, we use the color green. We also use the color blue in our copywriting to give a soothing feeling which is aligned with the brand identity, marketing, and strategy. So, why is it called Air Care?
Creator of names is typically thought of as a person sitting in a chair, conjuring up random words while in front of a computer. Yet it's complex. A name is a brand that your product could relate to. A name should be unique, interesting, and exotic. Yet it needs to be internationally friendly and relate with the product. Though this product is kind of simplistic, it does have a nice ring to it. Air Care.
Advertising comes in many different ways, such as radio advertising, social media, email, or even in magazines. In my opinion, an interesting ad has the ability to enhance a brand. Aircare uses interesting headlines and illustrations to make uniqueness out of all the other brands.
I think packaging must have information panels of the product to provide essential information, including the certification and warranty details. In my opinion, a good package design like Aircare contains a good design language and an instruction manual or guide on how to set up and operate the purifier effectively.
Well, anyway, have you all ever thought about the considerable aspects behind a product's packaging?
Well, yeah, I think Ernesto was just talking a little bit about it earlier. Though to delve into it a little deeper, it is a science and art of encasing and protecting a product.
Certainly, there are many parts and components as well as the types of materials that are used to deliver, protect, or store depending on the product.
Exactly. It is not as simple as people usually thought.
Don't forget that the packaging needs to instruct the customer as well.
That's true. We have to consider the aesthetics along with the purpose and function. We are design students after all.
Considering that's the case, we need to think about the actual purpose of the packaging. Does it need to be sterile? Should it be food safe? It also needs to connect in a way to product.
Then after that, we need to consider the materials and appropriate designs respectively. Of course, it should relate to the company's brand and other aspects such as environmental situations, especially the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Actually, talking about the materials, I believe several kinds that are used for the different types of packaging, correct?
Yeah, depending on the purpose, the material should be adjusted. Is it for physical protection only or barrier as well? Of course, the material list has expanded since the first iteration of packaging.
Then the first packaging used mostly the natural materials that are available, I'm sure. Reeds, wood, pottery, etc. Though nowadays there's a lot of single-use man-made materials.
Seeing that's the case with the development of technology in general, but especially on one-time use material, isn't that seen as an overall bad thing? Anyways, do you guys agree that technology creates more problems than it solves?
No, I disagree because in my opinion, human built technology to help people do their job a lot easier. For example, human make cell phone to make communication with other individuals much easier. This is also supported by information media, which can be used as a source of useful information for education and employment.
I agree with Nesto. Even though the development of technology spiked throughout the year, it's safe to say it brings more solutions to the problems around the world.
Actually, I disagree with your opinion. While it's true that there are several things that humankind created that increase overall productivity, there is a convenience that ends up creating more destruction instead, such as disposable plastic that end up in rivers, lakes, and the sea. And it stays there for centuries.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with Darell on this one.